So I'm down in the Destin area in Florida. Yeah, I've told you guys before that this is where I launched my first short-term rental back in 2018. I came down here to check on my house and also spend some time at the beach. Uh, One thing that a lot of people ask me is they ask me about managing a short-term rental property remotely. If you don't live in the same, if you don't live in the same community, same state, same area, if you're a couple hundred miles away or a few to several hours away. Well, the one that I manage down here is 5 hours away from 5 hours away from where I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And again, this was my first one, the first one that I launched, and I've been able to manage it, remotely with really no problem. Really no problem. The thing that you really need when you are managing a short-term rental from afar is you need a solid team on the ground. You need a good cleaning team, and you need a good maintenance person. Those really are the two main things you need. You need a good cleaning team, and you need a good maintenance person. And I have both of those things. Now, finding a good cleaning team, that's a process. I had to go through a lot of cleanups, and that's no matter where you start this business, whether you start in your backyard or you started, somewhere that's several hours away. It's going to be a process finding a good cleaning team. But I do have a good cleaning team, and I have a good maintenance person who helps me manage the property. Essentially, I deal with all the guest inquiries online when people send me messages asking about booking and having questions about when they have questions about the property. I don't have anybody to do that for me. I haven't paid anybody to do that for me. I really don't need to at this point. I can handle it. So I take care of all that on communicating with the customer before they actually arrive. And my cleaning team and my maintenance person, anytime I need boots on the ground, so to speak, they handle that. But if an issue comes up at the house where somebody needs to physically be there, then they handle that. My maintenance person or my cleaning person. Now it just so happens that my maintenance person and my cleaning person live in the same community. They live in the same community, so it's very convenient for them to help me out with the property. But even if you don't have that luxury of having someone right there in the community to help you manage the property, you can find a property manager in whatever area your short-term rental is in, and negotiate with them on what type of fee you will pay them to perform whatever duties you need them to perform. So it is not an impossible thing to do. It's not an impossible thing to do. It's one of the best decisions I made launching this short-term rental down here in the Destin area of Florida. It's a beautiful place. I used to live down here when I was in the military. I was stationed here, and then when I got out of the military, I worked here as a contractor on the Air Force Base here for 5 years. All in total, I lived down here for 8 years, and like I said, it's a beautiful area. And I always, when I bought the house in 2005, and I always intended to make it a vacation home. And now it is. And when it's not booked, I can come down here and enjoy it. I can come down here to the beach and enjoy it. Some of the most beautiful beaches you'll see in the United States. Some of the most beautiful beaches you'll see in the United States here in the Gulf Coast. And so I love being able to come down here and enjoy it and not having to pay for a hotel. Anytime I want to come down here, I can either swing down here when the place is not booked, or I can block the calendar to where nobody can book, so that I can come down here and spend however many days I want to spend down here. So again, definitely doable. It's manageable. You can run a short-term rental business from afar, remotely, as long as you have a good team on the ground wherever it is that you're, in whatever area that your short-term rental is in. So that's about it for this topic in this video, managing a short-term rental remotely. I am going to chill out here on the beach for a while, just relax. Talk to you guys later.